Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about self-sabotage. I'm Rita and today it's all about you. Self-sabotage is a behavior that creates obstacles to your success despite your own wishes, dreams and values. The type of behavior usually includes procrastination, self-medication with the use of alcohol and drugs, comfort eating, self-injury, and so on. These behaviors have usually roots in a low self-esteem, in a negative self-talk and image, and negative emotions. They are reinforced with the results of failure. Self-sabotage is very common when you are afraid to risk, when you have a moment that you feel that you are blocked towards some kind of action or experience and you just got mechanisms to fight it, most of the times in an unconscious way. In the end, it's nothing more than trapped in patterns that create problems in your life to keep you achieving the goals. And it is just like you fighting against yourself. Usually this happens when you are constantly blaming others from the things that happen to you that are not so positive, or when things go wrong, when you choose to just walk away when things are getting much more smoother, when you procrastinate a lot, when you start to pick fights with everybody, with your friends, with your family, with your co-workers, when you start to date or to involve with other people that you know that they are not fit for you, that they are wrong for you, when you have trouble talk about your needs, and when you put yourself down constantly. Self-sabotage are really a destructive behavior, and it's very common for people that is suffering from some kind of mental health issue, particularly depression or bipolar disorder. It can lead to distorted beliefs about yourself that is usually linked to when people is suppressing their own feelings, understanding their own abilities, or create a self-doubt about their skills. This kind of behavior may came from patterns that were learned during childhood, in some toxic parenting, or in traumatic experiences that made the person have negative beliefs about themselves, or past dynamic relationships that contributes for lower the self-esteem and destroying self-confidence and awareness. It can also happen if you didn't feel support and validated during your childhood. All of these things can lead to an extreme fear of failure and a need of control at the same time. And the way your brain regulates these needs is with self-sabotage. And even if your present situation is totally different from your past, it can be really difficult to break out from the same destructive pattern. To defeat self-sabotage, you have to start to recognize and be aware that you are doing it. Understand when your self-sabotage behavior started, in what conditions, how and when. Of course, it may be really difficult for you to understand these things and even painful, but being aware is turning all of your behaviors much more real and much more conscious, and eventually much more easy to change. Try to understand the emotions that you have behind it, the ones that are responsible for that kind of behavior. Understand if they came from anxiety, from anger, and try to manage all your negative emotions that these feelings may give to you. Try to spot your thoughts in the specific moment when you start this type of behavior, and try to understand which is the consequences behind certain types of behaviors that you are having. And step by step, try to change your behavior. Initially, of course, you have to give yourself pep talks, try to be a little bit more positive, try to take your negative thoughts away from you, and try to believe that much more positive things can really happen to you and that you can really achieve them. Of course, this is not easy to do, and you can eventually start to create or developing self-supporting behaviors that may analyze what you are thinking and choose a much more positive thought and consequent a much more positive feeling. Give yourself a list of options to achieve your goals and eventually set smaller goals, much more achievable, in order for you to be able to keep your motivation on. Of course, this is a whole process which is very difficult to do by yourself, but it is possible and doable. Actually, this is a trip inside yourself, inside your thoughts, inside your deep emotions, and if you don't feel comfortable to do it by yourself, if you don't have that much of a support, if this is something that you think that it's extremely difficult, you can always go and find a mental health provider that can even eventually help you in all of this process and can help you change your behaviors in order for you to achieve your goals and your wishes, and it will be much more easy for you to deal with your feelings and with your emotions in general. And so that's all for today, guys. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, share with a friend, comment if you want, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye!